Interior: modern Manhattan corporate tower, crystal chandeliers, polished marble floors. A young black woman in worn-out boots and a hand-me-down blazer steps out of the elevator, holding a cracked leather folder. Maintenance is through the back door, sweetheart. She doesn't blink. She just walks forward. Silent, eyes locked. People stare. Cameras pan to senior executives watching her on the security feed. Someone's lost. Maybe she's here to clean the windows. Cut to her stepping into the boardroom. The room quiets. One exec whispers, "Who let the farm girl in here?" Then the chairman stands. "Gentlemen, before you embarrass yourselves further, meet your new CEO." Gasps. The girl opens her folder. Inside, strategic blueprints, investor charts, and a signed acquisition plan, bearing her name. "Don't worry, I'm not here to clean your windows. I'm here to clean house." Rural girl was humiliated on her first day at work, but no one expected she was the new CEO. The gray Manhattan skyline shimmered outside the towering glass windows of Baxwell and Cole, one of the most powerful corporate tech giants in the country. Inside, men in designer suits whispered about stock prices, quarterly losses, and who might be replacing their recently ousted CEO. The word was, a guy from Silicon Valley, maybe European, definitely not from here. No one noticed the elevator doors open, and no one expected who stepped out. Emily Ray Carter walked in slow, steady steps, her boots echoing gently on polished tile. She was 27, brown skin, curly hair tied in a neat bun. Her blazer was 2 sizes too big, and the worn leather folder clutched to her chest looked older than most of the interns walking past her. Her clothes screamed farm girl. Her eyes whispered, "Don't underestimate me." But nobody was listening. At the front desk, Caitlin, the receptionist, with too much attitude and too little patience, rolled her eyes the moment she saw Emily. "Delivery goes around the side, hun. This is for employees only." Emily nodded politely. "I'm here for orientation." Caitlin blinked. "You're a new hire?" Before Emily could respond, the elevator behind her dinged again. A group of junior execs walked out laughing. Jason, Tyler, and Brock, privileged, pressed, and petty. Jason nudged Tyler. "You see what they're hiring now? Charity cases?" Tyler smirked. "Maybe she's one of those motivational hires. You know, check a diversity box and hope she brings her own broom." They laughed loud enough for her to hear. Emily didn't flinch. She simply stepped aside and waited. She didn't wear confidence like armor. She wore it like roots. Deep, quiet, unshakable. In the HR department, things got worse. They couldn't find her name. The system said, "Classified executive entry." The assistant called her Miss, Ray something, and offered her a water bottle in an empty cubicle until someone figures out what you're supposed to be doing. No one asked her to speak. No one looked at the folder she kept holding like a shield. No one cared who she was, and that was exactly how she wanted it. In a glass conference room on the 40th floor, the executive transition meeting was underway. The company was bleeding investors. Their products were outdated. The old CEO had been caught in a scandal. Everyone was on edge. The board was waiting for the new CEO to arrive. Only one man in the building knew her face, the chairman, Mr. Ronald Whitmore. He'd found her, interviewed her privately, and convinced the board to approve her hire under complete confidentiality. Emily had one condition: no red carpet, no welcome party, no expectations. "Let me see the truth of what I'm walking into. Let me feel the dirt before I plant new roots." Back down in the break room, she was handed a leftover bagel and pointed toward a corner table. She didn't mind. She'd grown up skipping meals just to help her father keep the lights on. She ate quietly, watching the people around her, the ones who would soon be reporting to her. Their arrogance, their laughter, their assumptions. Then her phone buzzed. A single message from Whitmore. "It's time. Come to conference room A. Let them see you now." Emily wiped her hands, closed her folder, and stood. The girl from nowhere was about to take over everything. The hallway to conference room A was all glass, marble, and silent judgment. Emily walked with calm footsteps, her shoulders straight despite the stairs. Inside the boardroom, 12 of the company's most powerful executives sat in designer suits and leather chairs, Papers in hand, coffee steaming, egos glowing. As Emily entered, the laughter died. She didn't belong. They all thought it. Jason, the smug junior VP, squinted. Is she lost? CFO Burton didn't look up from his papers. If this is the intern orientation, take it to HR. Emily stood at the head of the long table. She placed her worn leather folder down without a word. The door clicked shut behind her. Then came footsteps. Chairman Ronald Whitmore entered, calm, slow, and very serious. Gentlemen, he said, eyes scanning the room, thank you for gathering. Everyone straightened. Then he dropped the bomb. You've all been waiting to meet your new CEO. She's already been briefed. She's watched your internal behavior, monitored your department performance, and reviewed private employee complaints. He stepped aside. Meet Emily Ray Carter, your new CEO. Silence. Then chaos. Tyler choked on his coffee. Burton looked like someone slapped him. Caitlin, standing outside with her clipboard, turned ghost white. Jason laughed. This is a joke, right? Emily didn't flinch. She opened the folder and began passing around printed pages. Each executive received a copy. Performance evaluations, department losses, data-backed recommendations, solutions. She spoke clearly, not loud, not apologetic, just truth. You judge me based on my boots and my accent, but I've built and sold 2 AI startups. I hold a dual MBA from MIT and Wharton. I advise the Federal Innovation Task Force at 25. She locked eyes with Jason. And I grew up watching my father make payroll for 5 farmhands with only 12 head of cattle and faith. So if you think pressure scares me, try drought, debt, and digging your own well before school. The room was dead silent. Only Chairman Whitmore smiled. Emily walked to the whiteboard. Now let's talk about your 90-day recovery plan, or if you prefer, your severance. In the weeks that followed, everything changed. Emily didn't just sit in the corner office. She earned it. Every hour, every call, every decision. Her leadership was bold but humble. She started with the people no one saw. She promoted the janitor's daughter to junior programmer after reading her code on the back of a napkin. She doubled maternity leave and created an anonymous reporting line for harassment, something the male execs had mocked in private. She invited mid-level staff to board brainstorms. For the first time, voices were heard that had been buried for years. Executives who scoffed at her, gone. Yes men, gone. Old guard clingers, gone. But Jason remained. Not because he was loyal, but because he was scared. In a one-on-one meeting, he finally cracked. Why are you doing all this? You could have fired everyone and walked away. Emily looked at him. Because real power isn't control, it's responsibility. And I don't run from broken things, I rebuild them. That day, Baxwell and Cole went viral. A leaked video of Emily's boardroom moment exploded on social media. Headlines read, "Boots in the boardroom, the CEO who changed the game." The company's stock soared 18% in 1 week, but Emily didn't care about the numbers. She returned to Mississippi one weekend, visiting her father's old barn, now a community tech hub she funded herself. Kids from farms were learning to code. Girls in flannel jackets were giving TED Talks. She stood in the dust with a smile. They laughed at my boots. Now they're walking in my footsteps. Back at corporate, Emily walks into a room full of young interns. She sets her leather folder on the desk. Don't let anyone tell you where you belong. You walk like you own the place, even if no one hands you the keys. If you're humble, hungry, and honest, they'll follow you anyway. Fade out.